This match day 11, we've seen two teams that they were the only ones who are really unbeaten ever since this season started. That is Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur come to the end of their run of being unbeaten. And welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really doing fine. We thank God for the gift of life and the Muslims Barak Laufikum. Remember, Arsenal lost 1-0 to Newcastle in a controversial game that saw the referee really give that goal that to me, I believe it wouldn't have gone ahead to stand. Then the team of Tottenham Hotspur have today gone ahead to lose to Chelsea by 4-1. Jackson Nicholas scoring his first hat-trick for the side of Chelsea, and is going to have to capitalize onto that very, very well. 2 red cards in the game, obviously a penalty, and the rest was history. Tottenham Hotspur have been beaten by Chelsea 4-1. Pochettino going back to Tottenham Hotspur, and I was going to hate obviously beat them by far, and they've going to hate to obviously win, and they've going to hate to get 2 red cards, one to none other than the central defender, that is Romelu Christian, and the other one has gone to Udiogi, who was going to hate to do a nasty foul. And trust me, all these fouls were really very, very nasty that I'm going to hate to see these players really send off. And I would like to obviously bring you the first one and how it looked that obviously laid to see to it that Christian Romero has gone ahead to obviously get sent off the field of play. And that is it. That is it. That is it. He went in for the ball and also hinting for the lower foot of Enzo Fernandez, and this is what exactly led to him being sent off the field of play, and that was in the first half. In the 28th minute, Sergio Romero was obviously put off the field of play, and after he was put off the field of play because they're going to hit to commit that foul in the 18-yard box area, it was given as a penalty, and it obviously counted courtesy of the very good technique of the former Man City player that is known as Cole Palmer, has obviously took it into the back of the net. That's the first red card that was given to Chelsea, and that was given to Tottenham Hotspur, and they obviously went down to see to it that they find themselves in a position of obviously having or being a man down. But before that penalty really came in through, Chelsea had already gone ahead to obviously score a goal, but VAR went ahead to obviously rule it out as offside. Even Son had also gone ahead to score, and that goal had already gone ahead to be ruled in as offside. But in the second half, when it started, when the game was really 1-1, guess what happened? Udogie went ahead to go on Sterling, and he was also sent off the field of play, and they are left with just 9 players, and that's how Chelsea went ahead to put 4 goals past this team. And as it stands, Spurs might be having 3 players out ahead of their next game they're going to play. And I told you guys that people are laughing at Man United, but when you're having Rafael Varane out, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, you can't tell me that when you're having 4 of your best players or the spine of your team, that you wouldn't lose games, because every team that loses 4 players that are its spine can't fail to lose games. Arsenal over the weekend lost that game of Newcastle because they lacked only 2 players. They lacked 3 players. Thomas Partey, Jesus, and Odegaard. And I think people are really getting it and knowing it right now. And when you look at Spurs, they've been playing with all their players together. Their starting 11 has been the same ever since the season started, apart from Richarlison, I think, getting an injury, and obviously other players have gone ahead to be put on the field of play to obviously perform very better, because I believe Man Solomon is a better fit in that left forward position than Richarlison, because Richarlison looks like a struggling player. But when you look at how things really went into the field of play, they've gone ahead to lose 3 players, 2 yellow cards, and Van der Ven looked like he got a muscle injury, a hamstring really got hold of him as he ran, and he obviously fell down. And when he fell down, he never returned, and he was taken off the field of play. So the central defensive partnership of Spurs that had kept them into this game, or this game and this season, have gone ahead to obviously see themselves off. And when you look at Spurs, they're really having a hectic fixture ahead of them, because they are going to play They're going to play Wolverhampton Wanderers away. Now, do you know what it means? Going to play against Wolverhampton Wanderers. We're not having Udogi. You are not having Van der Ven. You're not having Romero. It's really a very big test of Spurs because they had built all their run on what we call a watertight defense. Vicario, the goalkeeper, is really good. You've seen him today. He has gone ahead to coming through and really make some good change, some good saves. Then when you look at that central defense partnership, Van der Ven, like Sergio Romero, they obviously complement one another very well. And Udogi has been one of my best left backs in the league. But if you're traveling to Spurs without them, it's obviously going to be bad. And after the international break, they'll have to host Aston Villa and then play Manchester City. So those are the three games that Spurs are going to play without Christian Eriksen and Udogi. For Van der Ven, we don't know how long it's obviously going to keep him out, but it might keep him out for like 4 weeks, meaning that they're obviously having a heck of a game, a heck of games to play in front to see to it that they obviously match the levels of teams that are obviously competing with them. So this is what I told you, that when you look at how things are happening in the Premier League, people are not obviously coming in through to obviously give it what we call the attention to detail that these games really deserve. You know, it's always said that a good beginning makes a bad ending, and a bad ending makes a good end, and a bad beginning makes a good ending. When you look at Spurs, it's not the first time they are starting well like this. Let no one lie to you. They've been always starting very well. I've seen them under Jose Mourinho. I've seen them under Antonio Conte. Who else? Is it called Espirito? For Espirito, it was not all that good, but I've seen him start very well in different seasons. But in the March the 18th, 19th, 20th, you know, after half of the season games played, that is 19, they then try to find where they befall. That is it. So I was telling one of the people that obviously drives me sometimes when I obviously want to go out, that you people, taking a trophy is not just something easy. When you look at the mentality of those players of Spurs, they're not yet up to the levels to see it they're obviously coming through and really win the trophy. That is it. You know, Sergio Romero, I'm a fan of him. Even before they got him from Atalanta, I'm one of those people who obviously wanted him to come in through and play for the club of Manchester United. I was really one of those. But when you look at the way he's always making those fouls, stupid fouls, you cannot rely on him. You know, you cannot rely on him. People have been praising him that this season he has not gone ahead to obviously do those fouls repeatedly, but he has gone ahead to come in through and obviously commit a foul that had obviously to see to it that it really takes them to where they deserve to be. So it was really a very hardly fought game for the side of Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. And when you look at this was really one of the chances that Nicholas Jackson got in the 11th minute as Spurs was still leading the game. You know, Kulusevski went ahead and obviously scored as a ball deflected off the player of Chelsea, that is Colwill. And Nicholas Jackson went ahead to get this. He hit this ball. Instead of passing it to Conor Gallagher to obviously go in for a net to beat, he went in for selfish effort, and Vicario went ahead to obviously fist it off out, and it went into the corner. That is it. Then after that, they went ahead and obviously, for Spurs, they went ahead and obviously doubled their lead, as you see there. They went ahead and doubled their lead through Song Heung-min, but VAR said Song Heung-min was offside. It was really a tight call, as you see it here. Very, very tight, but that goal was obviously ruled out, and the game stayed 1-0 in favor of Tottenham Hotspur. Now, even this player of Chelsea, all right, Raheem Sterling got a chance, and when he got a chance, it was ruled out because it was a handball, as you see it there. You look at that, it was a handball, as you see it there, and the goal had obviously crossed the line, and you see to it that they had even went ahead to obviously say it's 1-1 in the 22nd minute, but the goal had hit the hand of Raheem Sterling, and it obviously remained 1-0 in favor of Tottenham Hotspur. So those are some of the highlights that obviously went ahead to be to be orchestrated on the field of play. Then a penalty came in through, and it was well taken by the player of Chelsea, and that is Palmer to make it 1-1. So that is how the first half really went ahead to end. And then there came in the second half, as obviously things continued to go bad for the side of Spurs. And Udogie got himself a red card. And when he got himself a red card, then it was obvious that it's time for Chelsea to kill off this game of football. And very many chances were really gotten. Nicholas Jackson went ahead, obviously missed out on very many, but he happened to score 3 goals. He happened to put in 3 goals at the back of the net to obviously see to it that this game obviously comes to an end. And let's go to how Chelsea is going to feel about this. For Chelsea, they obviously have to be very much celebrant about this game of football, because they had obviously lost the game they played, I think, last weekend, and they come ahead to obviously get this win in there for themselves. And do you know what it means to obviously win our Tottenham Hotspur? It might be one of those sparking moments they obviously needed to see to it that they obviously get where they deserve to be as a team. Now, let's go to the stats and see how these 2 teams really fared at the at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 8 shots by Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea had 17. 5 shots on target by Spurs. Chelsea had 8. 38% ball possession by Spurs. Chelsea had 62%. 313 passes completed by Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea completed 499, only 1 pass less to make it 500 passes. Then 78% passing accuracy by Tottenham Hotspur. Then Chelsea had 83%, of the passing accuracy. 12 fouls by Tottenham Hotspur, 21 fouls by Chelsea, and 1 yellow card to Spurs, 5 yellow cards to the side of Chelsea. 2 red cards to Tottenham Hotspur and 0 red cards were shown to the players of Chelsea. 3 offsides by Tottenham Hotspur and 7 offsides for the side of Chelsea. Then 1 corner to Tottenham Hotspur and 6 corners to the side of Chelsea. That's how stats really showed on the field of play. But one will say, if it was not the red card, that game wouldn't have gone ahead to go in favor of Chelsea. But if I told you watch that game very well, any team could score and any team could win this game of football, because as Kulusevski and Song Heung-min went ahead to surge that final third of the pitch with James Maddison, even Carl Palmer, Nicholas Jackson, and Sterling were also surging the final third of the pitch. And they're obviously creating chances. And goals were just disallowed because they're offside. But obviously, a lot of things were happening onto the field of play. So I don't want anyone to come in here and really say it's because of the red cards that Chelsea have gone ahead to win. But red cards are part of the game, and that shouldn't be an excuse that anyone should come out and flaunt here because it's uncalled for. And we obviously have to see to it that we call in for that result. And history, it will obviously go Chelsea 4, Spurs 1, because red cards don't count. But what is obviously going to piss off very many Arsenal fans as they obviously coming through to watch this video and watch that game again is how the VAR took a lot of time on every moment, on every goal that crossed the line to find out whether the players are offside or not, where there was a foul or not, something that they obviously never went ahead to do in very many games. And I have one of my friends, he supports Arsenal, and he went ahead to put out a tweet that I really felt that it was really keen and good for me to obviously flash it onto your screen and you guys have a look at it. So he went ahead and obviously said the following. Let me bring it on your screen and you guys see it. I don't know how you guys are obviously going to react about it, but he had to throw it in, and this is what he observed after the first 45 minutes. He said, how come VAR is very active in the Tottenham and Chelsea match, checking every incident, which wasn't the case during the Arsenal versus Newcastle game? A certain fool called Bruno Guimaraes shoved Rice's throat, swung for Vieira's face, clubbed Jorginho round the back of the head, and also smashed him in the back with an elbow. 3 of these happened off the ball. Nothing was checked. That is what he said. And I don't know what you Arsenal fans are really thinking about what your fellow Guna is obviously saying, because I know Abdul Wasike, he works with Daily Monitor, he works with KFM in Kampala, Uganda, and he's an ardent Arsenal fan. He comes out and obviously says all that VAR was so keen, and they obviously went ahead to check every incident. Yet in the game of Arsenal, they never checked every incident. But one will counter Arsenal and really tell them that even Kai Havertz might have gone ahead to obviously get a red card if at all you're really calling in for what we call a leveled ground, because he also went in for a double stud towards, is it Ban? And it would have gone ahead to be a red card. So guys, what do you think about that? Because all in all, it's really a very huge game that went ahead to be played today, but it lost, by the way. After the first yellow card, you saw to it that at least there was some bit of excitement from each side, because Spurs would have gone ahead to obviously keep it at the back and manage obviously maybe to attack, because even when there were 2 men down, Song Hyun-myun had a chance to score. Then Kian Dyer went ahead to score, and that goal was really cancelled. There is even another player that obviously went ahead obviously to score. Sorry, to get some shots onto the goal of Tottenham Hotspur, but it obviously got saved by the goalkeeper, that is Sanchez. So it was really a good game, and it would have gone ahead to be exciting. But when the red card came in through for Udogie, the game was obviously not balanced at all. Chelsea just paused a little bit, and all they wanted for was to see either the team comes in through and plays into their half, to see either they attack them. But obviously that came to an end. But let's talk about this loss to Tottenham Hotspur. What does it mean? It means that Man City are now on top of the Premier League table with 27 points. Spurs are stuck in the second position with 26 points. And the table looks like is really getting into real shape. And this is how the Premier League table is obviously looking. Man City, 27 points in 11 games. By the way, every team has gone ahead to play 11 games, you know. Spurs, 26 points. They've gone ahead to lose their first game. Liverpool, 24 points. Arsenal, 24 points, and they are fourth. Aston Villa, 22 points. Newcastle, 20 points. Brighton, 18 points. Manchester United, 18 points. Brentford, 16 points. Chelsea are having now 15 points. Crystal Palace are having 15. And West Ham are having 14 points. So when you look at the top 10, you know, you see to it that the battle really continues. And you see to it that things really change, you know, in a nick of time. You remember how Arsenal has been firing all cylinders, and people thought that maybe it's going to be hard for Man United to knock onto the door of the top 4. But when you look at Man United, they're 6 points off the top 4, you know. And with the 3 games coming in for Spurs, you know, they're having Man City, they're having Aston Villa, they're having Wolverhampton Wanderers. Which other team haven't they played? So they're going to face those teams, and they're not going to be having those players. So you might see them dropping points, and they are just 8 points behind Manchester United. And by the time we click the 1st of January, you might find that even Man United has gone ahead to surpass Tottenham Hotspur. It's something I've been saying day in, day out, because I believe that Spurs players don't have what we call that thick skin, the right mentality to obviously take on the likes of Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man United. That is it. They really lack what we call a squad. Now, let's watch in their next game. I've also seen James Maddison walk off the field of play, right? If James Maddison walks off the field of play and is also injured, adds himself to Van der Ven, then the 2 suspensions of Udogie and Sergio Romero, guys, it's not going to be good news for the side of Spurs. Let's all admit that. It won't be good news for the side of Spurs. But lots of things are really happening at this fixture, and it's obviously Ange Postecoglou's first loss. And the big question is, how are the players of Spurs going to obviously reply? That is the big question. How are they going to respond after losing their first game of the season? Because it comes in at a very tight spot, and players have been used to obviously winning, and you don't know what exactly they're going to be doing. And here we go to the Jamie Carragher comment about and he says Romero went ahead to cost Spurs the game. That's what he went ahead to say. You guys, how many of you believe in what he's saying? He's saying Christian Romero went ahead to cost Spurs the game by going in for a tackle that was really uncalled for, because he won the ball very cleanly. That is it. He won the ball very cleanly. And after winning it, what followed all that was bad. It was bad. And I think that's what he's trying to obviously communicate to us, that this guy cost Spurs the game, because you don't come out and obviously put out such a foul in such an area of the pitch and you expect that you are going to walk away with it. First and foremost, your team is in the lead. Then what forces you to go all out and really go in for such a stupid foul? That's what Jamie Carragher is talking about, that this guy went ahead to obviously cost his side the game. And Jamie Carragher said Romero is a World Cup winner, an experienced player. He's up against his international teammate Fernandes as well. There is so much I admire about him, but he's got to cut that out from his game. He crosses the line too often. He cost his team the game tonight. And I also 100% agree with Jamie Carragher, because what was the aim of him going in for the lower foot of Enzo Fernandez? Because first and foremost, he had won the ball. It was all about clearing that ball. Maybe he thought that I've gotten an opportunity to win the ball and obviously injure this man to walk off the field of play. Something that is really unprofessional and uncalled for if at all you are a player for a caliber of Christian Romero. And it's obviously very, very bad to say that Christian Romero can obviously come in through and really put up such a fight that is very, very, very career ending. So Romero, very good defender, but he has been advised that he should obviously cut that out of his game. If at all he doesn't, then it might turn out to be something different altogether, and it might cost him lots and lots of things. So allow me go into the live chat and obviously have to read some comments coming in from you. And if at all you want to join us, you can as well go into the live chat and talk to us. I'm having Mokisa Daniel. Thanks, Mr. Rokani. I'm Mokisa Daniel, watching live from Abu Dhabi. Thank you very much for watching in through. Then I'm having Issa. He's telling us that, bro, Liverpool got 2 red cards. Spurs were happy today. It was about them. Me as Arsenal fan, I believe there is a day for Newcastle to cry. Yeah, I said this, that if at all you are a fan that doesn't support Arsenal or any other team, the same applies to me, I don't support Arsenal, it's really naive of you to celebrate what Arsenal is going in through, because it will come to you too. It will come to you again. It will have to come to you, because karma is a bitch, and what goes round comes round. So for everyone who was there jubilating that, oh, Arsenal lost the game and VAR was not in their favor and they lost, so let's jubilate. It was Arsenal on Saturday. It's going to be your team next weekend, because VAR has gone ahead to trouble very many teams, So it's not all about not calling out for the justice, but it's all about doing the right thing and obviously being unified. Let's be in the same shell and obviously go for the PGMOL. Then Clover, we were terrible. It took us 9 tired men to win. Yeah, but trust me, Chelsea was even playing well, even when Christian Romero was not yet taken off. Do you know that it was even a goal, that saw Chelsea obviously get a penalty. Chelsea had scored, I think, were they 2 goals that were obviously ruled out because of offside. So Chelsea found it easy to reach the final third of the pitch. And if at all there is any positive that Chelsea is going to put all to really get out of this game, It's how they transit in the final third of the pitch. They've gone ahead to obviously become some good team, and they're really threatening, and they went ahead to obviously reach that final third, 18 yards box area. Nicholas Jackson, Palmer, then Raheem Sterling. They are obviously encroaching that 18 yards box area of Spurs a lot, even before a red card was really shown. I think it was a game that Chelsea came in obviously charged. And you see to it that every time Pochettino is playing a big team, there is the way he obviously comes up with a different system that comes up to encounter these teams. And today had gone ahead with a very good plan to take on Spurs. Remember, he wanted to come to Spurs, and Spurs told him that, please don't return here. Let's go for Ange Postecoglou, because he is the man that we believe can obviously take us to where it deserves to be. And we're going to have to beat him by 4-1, 2 red cards. How is Spurs going to respond to this? That is the big question, because they're obviously going to play away at Wolverhampton Wanderers, a team that is hard to beat, and went ahead to beat Man City at that stadium. And I think it was the first team to really break the unbeaten run of of Manchester City. They beat Manchester City by 2-1. Mawanda John, Tottenham has been serving the punishment. Thank you. Thank you for your diehard heart, for letting your fan know, even though some games are played late. Yeah, guys, I have to obviously let you know what this is all about, because it's you who really make me what I am. Without you, I'm nobody, and you guys are the right people to obviously see to it that it gets the right way. So thank you very much for watching through. Smash like button, comment, and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And who else is going to be your man of the match? Go into the live chat and tell me, who do you think deserves to be the man of the match? And I think if you don't give it to Nicholas Jackson, that will be the hugest injustices in football. However much they were 9 and scored a hat-trick, it will always keep in the records that Nicholas Jackson is going to hate to score his first hat-trick for the side of Chelsea in a competitive game. And it might get them some good confidence as they obviously get into their remaining game before they go into the international break. And guess what? Their other game, they're playing on the 12th of November. That is a Sunday. They're obviously going to face Manchester City. That is it. Chelsea is hosting Manchester City on Sunday. That's the last game they're going to play as they jet into the international break. Now, after the international break, they'll play against Newcastle away. They'll host Brighton. They'll play out Man United. They'll be hosted by Everton. Then they'll obviously have to play Sheffield United on the 16th of December. On the 19th of December, they'll play against Newcastle in the EFL Carabao Cup quarterfinal. Wolverhampton Wanderers away on the 24th of December. 27th of December, Chelsea will take on Crystal Palace and then play Luton Town on the 30th of December. That is it. That's how they're going to end their year, but they're really having a very big fixture coming in through to host Chelsea. So it host Man City at their stadium, then Newcastle, Brighton, Manchester United. Those 4 are really huge. And I don't see Pochettino winning all those. And he might obviously find ways of really triggering off a point and see how everything really goes by. But I don't really find it ready for him to obviously go ahead and obviously get himself a point into this fixture. Now, I've seen Jamie Carragher come out and obviously say something. Let me obviously bring you what Gary Neville has gonna hate to say, and then add on what Jamie Carragher has also gonna hate to say, because it's really very important for you to know that your pundits have gonna hate to say certain things after this game of football is gonna hate to come to an end. Mr. Gary Neville, where are you at? Gary Neville, via Sky Sports, Monday Night Football, has gone ahead and really said the following, that it's the first time I've ever seen a team get beaten 4-1 and get a standing ovation. It's mad night, crazy from start to finish. Now, the fans of Chelsea have gone. Sorry, the fans of Tottenham Hotspur have gone ahead to give a standing ovation to the team of Tottenham Hotspur in appreciation for what they've gone ahead to do. Because, however much they were really 1 or 2 man down, they really put up a show that every fan was really very, 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 very okay with. And when I looked at them playing with that intensity when they're still 9, I asked, can my team Manchester United come out and even handle? That was my question, because Spurs did the same thing to win when they're a man down, when they're playing, I think they're playing against Luton Town, and then Van der Ven came out and scored and they kept a clean sheet even. This time round, they've gone ahead to lose 2 players, and they obviously even had a chance to level that game through Song Heung-min and Kulusevski and Dyer. So they deserve what we call that standing ovation, because they really went ahead to work in hard for it. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. It has been Rokan David onto the Rokani Media Football, and I sign out for now. See you later. Good night to those going to bed, and may the living to God bless you abundantly, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. I'm out. See you later, because you guys have been great. Mokisa Daniel, Isa, Clover, and Mawanda John. What a way to obviously coming through and see to it that we take this to the next level with you. Continue to subscribe, because we are left with few subscribers to hit 18,000 subscribers before the end of this month. Thank you. Bye-bye, my mates. I love you.